What if I told you I'm attempting to make a feature film for $20,000? Now I have no money, no major Hollywood connections, and I work a 9-to-5 job. Well, you're probably thinking, how on earth are you going to do this? Let me tell you how. My name is Garrett, and I've been a filmmaker over the last 10 years, working on documentaries, live events, reality TV shows, working for non-for-profits and organizations. All of these have one thing in common. They all lack resources, which has forced me to be very creative and learn how to solve oftentimes very complicated problems with limited resources. Now, I have never made a feature film, but I've decided that I am ready to start. I had two different things happen that changed everything. The first was I was listening to the book Rebel Without a Crew by Robert Rodriguez. He talked about how it wasn't until he finished the film that he was capable of becoming the filmmaker to make that film. Now, that realization that you're never ready and the only way is to just do it and to start, and by the time you finish making the film, you realize you're capable of making that film, that was huge for me. The second was that I was actually looking at starting this company so that I could have the autonomy to make my feature film. When I was doing the research, I realized it would cost about $22,000 and probably 1 to 2 years to build a client base to run this company. At the same time, I was looking at what it would cost to do my indie film, and the number I got was around $20,000. This was huge for me because I always thought that it was this unattainable, unreachable amount. But realizing that I could spend the same amount of time and money starting a company ultimately I didn't even want, or just go and make my feature film, the answer became clear. I'm gonna make my feature film. So the reason I'm making this video series is I want this to be an inside look at the process of making a feature film from beginning to end. So I'm gonna show you from development, screenwriting, post-production, production, actual filming things, trying to get into film festivals, all of it. I want to give you an inside look at not just how I make a feature film, but how I problem solve, my creative process. One of the things I've always been so passionate about my entire life is creativity. I'm not just a filmmaker, I'm an artist, and I'm also a creative advocate. I've helped so many creative people, and I've worked with so many types of creative people that I am obsessed with creativity. So not only are you going to be following this inside journey from behind the scenes of how I'm making an independent feature film, but you're also going to be get a thought process into how I approach creativity as a whole. Now, I will give you a heads up. This is not going to be some 5-minute video where you know how to make a feature film for $20K. This is going to be Frodo walking the ring to Mordor. This is going to be a journey. We are walking all the way there. But I also hope that watching this series will encourage you and inspire you to go after your own huge dream. Now, if that sounds like something you're down for, I would love to have you on the journey. Please hit subscribe and let's do this.